Hi everyone, it's the Tides Changing here, and welcome to part 13 of Let's Build a Suburban House. So there were a lot of changes made between recording the last part and this one because there were 2 parts worth of suggestions to go through, and plus I just wasn't completely happy with everything that I did in the past couple of parts, so I just really wanted to go through things and just do a much better job of it. So I'll get started on explaining those changes that were made. So as you can see looking at it here, there were quite a few things changed. So I'm going to start here in the kitchen. So first of all, there were quite a few people saying that they felt like the wood floor everywhere was too monotonous and that there was just too much wood and some of the flooring needed to be changed. So in the kitchen, as you can see here, I added some tile to part of it. When I added tile all the way up to here, it just looked strange, like it was too much tile and that there didn't really need to be tile over here. So I decided just to have it go from here across, although, if I had to go from here across, one of the doors would have tile in front of it and the other one would have wood in front of it, and that just looks odd. So I did this little diagonal thing here to kind of break it apart some, and I think it looks pretty interesting, and then, I added a rug in front of this door here. And I also changed the wall to be a light brown instead of blue, and that was suggested by Nick the Russian. So, because I guess the blue that was in there before didn't completely match with the bar stools, and this adds some different coloring, so you have the beige here on the wall matching the beige in the floor, and then the blue in the floor kind of goes with the bar stools. So I think it all ties in together pretty well. And I also added another sink into the kitchen, because in the part where I was doing the kitchen, I said something about not completely getting why there would be 2 sinks in the kitchen, and then so a couple people explained to me that the one on the island is more of a preparation sink to wash produce in when you're cooking, and then this one's to actually do the dishes in. And then I felt like this area over here was a little bit bare and needed something more to it, so I decided just to put this in here, and then this is like a little chalkboard that the family could write notes on. And I could have put it over here, but then this is one of those two-tile wide windows, and I don't like having the sink off center from the window, so I just rather not have it in front of that because it would look kind of weird, partially under a cabinet and partially in front of a window. So I decided it was best just to put it over here, so I think that adds, makes the kitchen look a little bit more interesting. And now that I think about it, I should probably put a little soap dispenser there, so I'll just add one and above that sink as well, so I think that fills out that area nicely. But that is it for the changes to the kitchen, so now I'm going to move over to the dining room, which looks way different. It looks way different than it did before. The only thing that's really the same is this, the bar being here, although I did change the color of it to be more contemporary white color because a lot of people said that they felt like the dining room was too formal and didn't really fit in with the rest of the house because of that, so I try to make it look a little bit more contemporary, so you have the white bar here, and then these hutches here that look like china cabinets, and because of that, I didn't put a china cabinet anywhere else into the dining room, because I feel like it wasn't necessary since you have the equivalent of 2 here, but I do like how that looks. I think it fills in the space a lot more nicely, and then I added in this more contemporary dining set. These chairs might be a little bit too contemporary, but I really like them, and there weren't any chairs that really fell between contemporary and traditional. Most of them were either contemporary or either traditional, and I liked how these looked the best. I felt like they really fit in here, and I tried putting in some fun colors just to make things look a lot brighter, more cheerful, so I think the dining room does look a lot brighter now, and then you have a neutral beige wall. So yeah, I really do like how this looks, and I also added in a credenza, which was suggested by Patricia and Mare, although really it's just a dresser, but, I think it looks pretty nice to have that in there. And also Danielle and Ashley suggested that I combine the triangular lights together to make kind of a new light, so I did that, and it does look pretty interesting, so that was a good idea. And then also a lot of people said that the rugs were too small, so I added this larger beige rug in here, so there wasn't, an overwhelming amount of different colors. And then over here, you just have a chair and some plants. I was thinking about putting another china cabinet in here, but with these ones, it didn't really look right. And plus, there's already a lot going on in this dining room, so I didn't want to overwhelm it and just put too many things in it. So I really, really am happy with the dining room now. I like it a lot more than what was there before. And moving over to the formal living room, I did add carpet into it because like I said before, people were commenting that there's too much wood. So I felt like having some carpet in here would really cozy it up, and that's what a lot of people suggested, adding carpet in here or tile in the kitchen, and I decided to do both. And as you see, I did add carpet into the study as well, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I also changed the color of the couches because it was suggested by Patricia that I do that. She felt like the colors that were in there didn't really look right. And also, I felt like it would make things match a little bit better with the dining room because you have this very contemporary dining room, and then you have the formal living room right next to it. And I wanted them to tie it together a little bit better. You know, I didn't want them to look really disjointed, so having a similar blue type color, I think helps freshen it up and make it tied into the dining room some. And then I also added this rose rug in because it's a little more contemporary to kind of deformalize it a little bit, although I still wanted to keep it formal, so hopefully that I just felt like having that rug in there, like I said, would help it tie into the rest of the house better. And I also did change the paintings to be smaller ones because Ashley said that they felt that the larger paintings might be a little bit too much for this room. Also, Lauren suggested that I change the color of these lamps here, so I did that, and then Keontae suggested that I add a decorative table behind the sofa, and, you know, add some little decorations on it, so I did that, and I think that helps to fill in the space behind the couch and looks pretty nice. Although, now that I think about it, there probably should be some tile under there. So I'm just gonna tile under the fireplace really quick. So we can do that, maybe. I think that looks fine. 'Cause I guess you wouldn't have a fireplace just on straight carpet. Although we could do that, but then it's kind of underneath. I don't know, maybe it was fine like this. Because I feel like it would look better if it was diagonal, but then it's kind of partially underneath of that, and maybe looks a slight bit odd. Although maybe we can just make this all be, shoot. Can we make you, no, we can't do that, okay. I can just leave it like that for the time being, because I do think there should be some kind of carpet under there, and then, actually no, I'll just put that back in. Maybe we can stick some plants or some kind of decoration to cover up this here. I don't know, there's already a good bit of plants in here. Maybe we just add this little flower vase. I don't want to over plant the room though. I wish there was some fireplace, like the fireplace tools decorations like what there was in Sims 3. But, you know, I'll just leave it like this for the time being. I do think that that looks a little bit better than just leaving it all as carpet. Yeah, I wish you could just not have it go forward as much. Maybe we could also try this tile here that we used in the kitchen. Okay, that looks a lot better. That blends in a little bit better and doesn't stick out so much. Alright, so I think we can have that. I still do want to have something right there beside. I feel like there needs to be something to cover that up. So maybe we could just not have a plant here. Yeah, maybe we could just get rid of the plant there in that corner to take out one of the plants and then just put in some plants in here. So let's see, what do we want to have? What about you? Or you? That's kind of... Is that candles in that? Oh no, that's just more roses or roses in there. Okay, so maybe we can change it. I don't know, that's too formal. I just want to have something there, and then I feel like it would look kind of weird to have a statue in there. You know what, I'll just go with plants. We could have this, or you. You've been used a lot. We could have this. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to cover up all of that. I just want something to kind of draw attention away from that, I guess. So we can just leave that one, and then maybe put another small plant on the side here. That's on the end table, or the coffee table, so we don't want to add that in there as well. So how about this? Ooh, I like that. That kind of helps to draw attention away from that tile being there. Alright, there we go. I think that looks good. I mean, they're not big plants, so it's not too overwhelming. And then, would it be too symmetrical to have another floor lamp in there? I don't know. But we could just try it. It's kind of, it's a little bit too symmetrical for my taste. But, I don't know, maybe it looks fine. I just didn't know if it would look weird to have two different floor lamps in there. So we could try this one. And then I'll delete the other one that's underneath of it. And we could try the more old-fashioned... No, but then again, no, I don't like that. We're just gonna go back to that. Because it does look... this does brighten up that corner a bit, so perhaps it's fine. We could also add a matching chair into that corner and then have the lamp next to it. Then I don't know if that might be getting a bit too much seating in here, but I'm just trying not to have it look identical on either side, and then after putting in those plants on the sides of the fireplace, I feel like it'd just be a little bit too much to have. Yeah, you know, maybe that helps it some. And maybe we can kind of stick it over here so you can't see the legs. There we go. Maybe that helps some. That helps to make it not look like it's the exact same on each side. And then now I'm feeling like the plants are maybe a little bit too much. Maybe that's fine. You guys can let me know what you think of this. I'm gonna move on from it now, though. And moving on to the study, I did change the 2 different doors I placed to an actual double door. It was pointed out to me by Chelsea Loves Mac 01 that I should have just used double doors there. I don't know what happened. I just completely forgot that there were double doors, but now there's some in there, so it's all good. But yeah, a lot changed in the study. First of all, I replaced it with carpet because I feel like that would make it a little bit more cozy, and a lot of people felt like the study was too formal how it was, so I tried to help that some by adding a little bit of contemporary furniture into it and also adding a deep purple wall, because it was suggested by Ghibli67 that I try a deep purple color somewhere in the house, so I felt like the study would be a good place to try that out. Also, Mare suggested a rearranging of the study, so she suggested that I have the desk here in front of the bookshelves like this, and also that I put the chess tables here, and the pie chart over on this side here, and said that she felt like this was fine. She also suggested that I have 2 chairs in front of the desk as if it was for a meeting, and that was also suggested by Ella, so I thought that was a good idea, and I do like this arrangement more. I feel like it just looks really nice having the desk right in front of those bookshelves, and then I did add a fun colored rug in here just to make things look a little bit more lively, and then you also have some nice contemporary green chairs in here. I also changed the curtains to be a little bit more casual, and then added another credenza type thing that's actually a dresser, because I felt like there should be something here, but I wasn't exactly sure what to place, so I thought that this would look pretty nice. You have some books and a nice little lion statue, and then of course, this is over here. So that is the new study, and I think it looks a lot better than it did before. I also changed the lamp on the desk to this one. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I think that all these areas look a lot better, so I'm much happier with the downstairs. And then moving upstairs, I made a few changes up here. So Personify Peach suggested that I add the green wallpaper to this wall as well, so I did that. They also said they felt like the 2 stacks on the desk were too much, and then other people also felt like the stack of books on the floor is too much as well, so I just moved the stack of books that was on the floor that's a little bit more messy looking onto the desk, since, I feel like a kid's desk would be a little bit more messy, and then put the other book stack over here so they're not right next to each other, and then there's just a little lunchbox under here, and then a couple of backpacks sitting next to the desk. And then I did also take away the backpack that was here because of that, and added 2 little plants just next to each other. And then Patricia suggested that I put a lamp on the accent table, so I tried that as well. And then I also I took out that weird mirror painting and then added in a bookshelf and this little reading poster above it because I thought that'd be cute. And then I changed a painting that was here to a poster because I wanted this area to stay a little bit more childish rather than formal, so it's got some formal things in it, but then most of it's kind of young and for children, and then, I just left these family-type paintings in here. And then another cool suggestion was that Sue suggested that I add in some toys on the stairs. So I thought that was a really neat little detail. So there's just a couple toys, and I did test it. Sims can still get up and down it perfectly fine. I had to make sure of that. But, that's kind of a cute, realistic little touch, so I thought that was a neat idea to try out. So there's just a lot of little toys here and there, because kids are kind of messy and just have their toys all over the place. There were a lot of changes that I made to the house before recording this part, and I think all the changes took maybe actually over an hour, so it would have taken like 2 whole parts if I actually showed everything, so it was definitely best that I just did that off camera. And I think what happens now, I realize that my building inspiration wasn't fully there when I recorded the last couple of parts. So when I was looking back on things, I just really wasn't happy with a lot of what I did, so I just felt like I completely needed to revamp a lot of things, but I'm so much happier with it now, and After a nice break over the holidays, my building inspiration is back, so, you know, the ideas are flowing again, so what I do in this part should turn out a lot better and hopefully won't need as many corrections. But I'm going to move on to one of the children's bedrooms in this part, and if I have time, hopefully I'll do the kids' bathroom over here. But as you can see while I was talking, I just kind of added in the wood floor there. So something I wanted to try in this bedroom, actually first let me get the wallpaper in because there was a particular wallpaper that I wanted to use. So I wanted to use this one just because I think it's really cute and it's really bright, and some of you want to see bright colors used in the bedrooms of this house, so that's what I will do. But something I wanted to try was I saw that the Sim Supply made a bunk bed using the Move Objects On sheet. And I thought that was a really cool idea, so I wanted to give that a try. You know, I think it'd be a really fun way to make the bedroom interesting. So as far as the bed color goes, what am I gonna do? I like this one. The bright blue one, it ties in with the bright blue one here. So I'm gonna use this, and then I'm gonna use the Move Objects On sheet and just keep pressing 9 to raise this bed up. And of course they won't actually be able to use this bed, but I believe they can use the bottom bed. So we got some bunk beds there, and then I will, I saw that he put a wardrobe on the end of it, so I'll just do that since I'm not really, there's the monolith sculpture which you could use, but it only comes in black, and then I don't want to have a black piece of, like, it would look kind of odd to have a black piece of furniture in here, so I think that the wardrobe is the best thing to use to kind of look like it's holding it up, although I might want to scooch these in a little bit because it just looks, I need to have them right up against the, oh shoot. I need to have them right up against the walls. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit tricky to line things up perfectly. But I think that's good. I think that's aligned. Okay, it looks like it's a little bit off center. I need to not be able to see the bed below at all. Okay, there we go. I think, shoot, it's not back far enough. Okay. So it just barely, there we go. Alright, that's good. And then we gotta scooch you back all the way. So just cover up the ends of the beds here. And after I record this part, I'll have a sim sleep and let's just double check that this all works. And then I think we need a bright blue in this, so we'll just use that bright blue color there. And you are not centered properly, so I will just center you. There we go. All good there. And then why I wanted to have it out in the center like this is because I wanted to give the illusion that there's a ladder going up to the bed here, so I wanted to try putting some shelves going up the walls like it's a ladder, and then I also wanted to have an end table. So yeah, that's why I want to do that. And then for the end table, maybe I want to use this one. I've never really used this end table before. It's kind of funky and good for a kid's room. So maybe we can try that color, and it kind of looks like it's part of the grass, so I think that's kind of cool. And then as for shelves, let me get some shelves. Yeah, what are they? Surfaces, right. So I just want a plain shelf, so I'll use this one. I wish they were shorter, because I feel like that's a little bit too wide for a ladder. Do we want to use these? These might be kind of cool looking. Maybe we just want to go with the plain ones. So we can just start it down here and have it go up in steps. I think that's pretty good. And then we can have some toys along here too, so it looks like toys were just left up on here. And then, but then again, maybe we want to, oh, you know what, that actually matches the headboards pretty well, that color does. So we'll just use that, and I think that looks pretty good. So yeah, that could be kind of like how they get up into the bed here. It's pretty fun sometimes to just mess around with things and experiment a little and just try interesting ways of furnishing things. And then, like I said, we'll just have some toys kind of scattered up on here. Like it's also kind of doubles as storage. I'm not entirely sure if this whole like bunk bed setup would be safe in real life. Like, I don't know if this is a this probably isn't a very safe ladder, to be honest, but it's a Sims. They're not even going to use this bed, so it's all for looks. And then I don't know, I feel like this is too wide. So I wonder if we can get this, like another one of these in here to kind of shorten it up some. We could do that. But then we have one of those. But then we'd have two wardrobes, so I don't know, that might be a little bit too much. We could make this one a different color though, so it doesn't look like the exact same thing. Because I just feel like as wide as the shelves are, just looks like it's too wide for being some stairs. You know, it's too wide for being a ladder. So maybe we can even push this in a little bit more. Yeah, I think that makes it look a lot better. The only problem is that now you have two different colored wardrobes. So maybe we can try a different color here. Or not two different wardrobes. What am I thinking? We could just use a white one back here. Or we could use the... We could try using the actual kitchen cabinets. So it's something similar, but it's a little bit different. So we can try that. And let's see if we can use Alt and just move it. So that's it all the way up. So where do we have it? We had it like this. So that way it's just not the exact same width and everything. It looks like it's similar but kind of different. This is kind of a bit of an experimental bedroom, really. Although I do think we should try a different color for this one. So maybe just like all white there, or maybe this one, or there was this one. I think this one looks a little bit better. I don't know, I'm having a bit of fun with trying this out. And then over here, we will need another light. We could have a desk in here. So let's just pick out a desk. We can go with this one. Or I don't know if we want to go with like the regular old kid's desk. So let's see, what's the okay, so this is the matching color for that bed. I don't know, maybe we want a different desk though. We could go with this one. Okay, that's a little bit brighter than that end table is. So we could go with this one in a color that matches the end table. So kind of tying in with the green some. And then maybe we could put another one of you in here. Like this. And create sort of a study nook. I don't really even... I'm just really messing around with this room. Just trying things out. And then we can have you, although we probably don't want to have you be that color. Because that's just too much green. We could have it be bright blue. Although, oh wait, what if we had one of these at the foot of the bed, since it's a little bit thinner? Because if that's kind of wide to be right there at the foot of the bed, like, you know, especially with the bed being out in the middle of the room, I think maybe something a little bit narrower would look better. So maybe this. I don't even know what I'm doing. I do think that perhaps that looks a little bit better there. And then we could change it to be that color. And then, I don't know, do we want to just do away with all this and then, or change this to an actual... Perhaps we could just change that to an actual wardrobe now. So let's see, there we go. Yeah, this bedroom might be all I do in this part because I'm just kind of taking my time with figuring things out. You know, maybe we just want to go with the all-white wardrobe back there. This might look this might just look a little bit ridiculous. And then need a lamp. I don't know if I'm going to use this one. I think I'm going to use something a little bit funkier. I think this is going to end up being more of a boys' bedroom. And then I don't think I'm going to have a computer there, so we can have some more books and some other decorations in there. So let's find that same book stack that we used out there. So we'll just put this on this desk as well. And I like this color. That color kind of ties in with everything well. And then the little animal pencil cup thing. So let's just stick it over here next to the lamp, since we want to make sure that we leave space, empty space over for the for them to do homework at. And I don't think I'm gonna do the whole like putting the desks, like the wardrobes or whatever, over here, because I might be a little bit too busy since we've got this going on and we've got this going on. It might be a lot just to try that. So I think I should keep things a little bit more simpler, but then you got this nice little study corner in here, which looks cute. And then do we want to, maybe we want to have another, we could try having a corkboard in here. Yeah, I think that looks nice. We have a little corkboard in there, and then I think we also need perhaps a few smaller posters, so we can have this one up here, and then maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a little poster right here. Not sure if that's too much clutter. And then on the floor here, maybe that pile of sports items and a couple toys or something like that. So let's see, where was that? We could have some dirty clothes right there in that corner. So dirty clothes and maybe some toys on top of the dirty clothes, although that might be a little bit too messy. Although I did want to, maybe I could have the sports items on top of the dirty clothes, and it's just like a heap of all this stuff. Alright, there we go, here it is. So we can just pile all this together into just one big mess. Yeah, we'll just have a little messy kids pile, and we need maybe a funky little rug here too. So perhaps this one. This isn't a huge space, so we don't want anything too big. And then I don't know if you want to go with too bright of a color, because I don't think I think maybe a more neutral color would look best for this rug. So because we don't really want things to get too ridiculous in this room. So there we go. Yeah, I think I actually do like how this is coming along. It's a bit different than what I normally do, but it's fun to just try things out. And for the end table, what about a little robot? Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe this. Or maybe that should be the desk light and this should be the end table light. Oh, this isn't very bright. That one did brighten up the area a lot better over here. And that area really does need it, so maybe we just do something else for here. We could have the cool little panda light up there. Or, you know, maybe we just want to go a little bit simpler and just have this regular old light right here. And then, of course, change the color of that. We could do that, but that's maybe too coordinated with that end table, so maybe just go with plain old white in there. And it does seem a little bit dark on the top bunk, so maybe if I stick that light up there, I don't think it'll show when you look in the room, so that just kind of helps discreetly brighten up the upper bunk so it's not all dark. And then we also need some curtains in here as well. So what do we want to do? Maybe just regular old blue, but then there aren't really a ton of actual like kids type curtains, unfortunately. We could see what this one has, but I don't think this one really... Oops. This one, that actually works. It's got little sports equipment on it. It's a slightly different blue color, but there isn't really a whole lot I can do about that, but it's got the sports on it, you know, since this will be the boys' room. And I'm not so sure about that rug anymore. Maybe there just shouldn't be a rug in there because it might get a little bit too cluttered. I'll revisit that later. Yeah, I think that unless I do the bathroom really quick, I think this is about all that's going to be completed in this part, because I'm kind of going a little more all out with this room, I guess. We can have the little wizard painting in there, and then I'm going to move over to this area here and make this kind of a reading nook slash toy area, and then maybe, well, we could perhaps put one of those art tables in here. So let's see, where's that? So right here. And I think this is the matching one. And yeah, that doesn't work. Alright, so we got a little art table in there as well. And then we need a bookshelf, so let's get that. And so we got these kids ones here. We got this one. I like this one. There's also this one, but I use that one so much. And then there's also this kids one, but I use that out in the hall, so maybe we don't use that. So perhaps we want to go with this one, and there is a bright blue in it. So I do like that one. And then maybe we could use the move objects on sheet and add a few toys on top of it. And we also need some toys as well. A little toy chest in here. So we can just put that right in the corner and go with the whole matching thing. And then now we need some toys in here. So there we go. We can fit the nice giant teddy bear in here. And let's see what different color options we have for it. I'll just leave it as that because we don't want to we want things to match, but then we don't want it to match too much. Oh my, too much. Anyway, we don't want it to match too much because really, you know, you're not gonna get. I guess like a lot of times toys don't perfectly coordinate with the rest of the house. You just kind of get the toys you get. So we can just have a whole bunch of toys in here, and then we have this little clay ball, so let's stick it up, and some other items up on top of the bookshelf here, since I feel like there needs to be some things up here. There were also the larger toy type items that are more decorations that they can't actually play with, so I'll put some of those on top of the bookshelf and then keep the actual toy items down on the floor. So maybe we can make some of these bigger as well. Maybe not that guy. Go. Okay, there we go. Maybe we can make the little robot toy a little bit bigger. I think they can still play with it. So, okay, there's your face. So we can have this stuff come forward and then have the bigger toy in the back, just because I feel like that kind of an arrangement makes sense a little bit more. And then all those toys there. And I think that's all of the small little toys. Oh, I didn't add the horse. Alright, so we'll add the horse, and I don't think I got the rhinoceros in there, or the triceratops. Yeah, that's the triceratops. So there we go, we've got all those toys in there, and then now I'm going to add the more decorative toys that aren't actually toys up here, where, you know, it doesn't really matter that they might not be able to reach it. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get that clay, actually, but, is that clay floating? Oh, the clay is floating. Alright, we'll just move you back down to the floor. But no, I don't feel like the clay is something... You know, we'll have the clay over here on the toy ladder. And can we just... There we go. I feel like that's probably not a very safe kid's ladder. But, you know, it looks the part. And then what else do we have? We have this little rabbit. So we can just lift this up and add it on there as well. Alright, there we go. Let's see, maybe there's a different color than pink. So I think we'll just go with a beige for the rabbit, and then there's also a little lunchbox item. If I could put it on top of this, but then when they open it, it might just like be kind of floating there, and that's sort of weird. So perhaps we could add it to the desk, or under the, or maybe right here. Maybe right here next to the desk, kind of like what I did out in the main area. Yeah, so we'll just put this in the corner here. And I don't know if they'll be able to use those wardrobes. I'm gonna have to test that out a little bit. They might be able to get to it. I don't know. They're better about maneuvering around rooms like this than The Sims and The Sims 3 were. So it's possible they could. And then perhaps I'm gonna have some books on top of the bookshelf, since, you know, that makes sense. So we can just scooch this right there, and I think that yeah, okay, so none of those look like they're floating, fortunately. We don't want any awkward floating objects. And then okay, so let's see what other kid decorations there are. Oh, and there's also these little car toys, so we can have some of these in here as well. Maybe just kind of like in front of the window like this. And then we do need some more, I feel like we need some more posters here. We could, rather than adding posters, just add these, like, these little paintings all the way across. So I want them to be not directly next to each other, but closer than they would be if you just let them place themselves. So it's kind of tricky getting them to be an even distance from each other. Yeah, there we go. I think that's that's pretty well centered, I believe. So we can just change it to this color, and that's different. Is there a similar... maybe we can just... they're all kind of different. But I do like... We could just go with orange. I mean, there's a lot of blue, so we could just have these all be orange, or maybe the ones in the middle be different. Where's the white? This one. Perhaps we could do that. That way there's some other colors than just blue in here, you know, to kind of break it up a little bit. I think that's good as far as things along this wall go, so now I'm going to add in a kid-type rug here. I like this rug. I think this is my favorite of the kids' rugs, and I think that color is actually perfect. Oh, then maybe we want to go with a green color just to break up the blues a little bit. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good, and then we could throw in some of the other decorative toy items on it so it looks like they're playing on it. Oh, we have this. This is perfect, so we can add this little plane in here, just add some toy clutter in here. And ooh, there's this. We could just add this kind of like to the pile there, so you've just got a huge pile of mess there. And then oh, also there should be a hamper in here, so maybe a hamper would look good along this wall right here. Hamper, there we go. We can just move it a little bit closer to the wall. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And then now let's put a couple more toys on the rug here. And let's see what we've got. We've got this little fairy item, so we can add this, and then perhaps something else. And maybe we could just add another one of these toys, but in a different color. There's only so many toys, so unfortunately I'm having to reuse some of them. Ooh, we can add this. We didn't add this over here. I mean, it was over there, but I'll change the color so it looks a little bit different. So there we go. And we can just move this a little bit closer to the center. And there we go. And we'll make you pink. And then you could be blue. And then you could be blue. And I like the other color more for that. And then lastly, we need something right here, and then I think it's done. So perhaps we could just add in even more toys. We just add in another one of these giant stuffed animals. I think the Triceratops is good. So we'll just have that in there, and then I don't know if we want it to be blue like the rest of the room, or have it be something a little bit different to break the colors up. So maybe just have it be, although I did actually like the blue color, and so maybe that's fine. Yeah, I think this room looks a bit better now that, you know, it's more filled out. It looked kind of odd before when it was only just the one side, and then we can add this little calendar postery thingy in here. So there we go, just to add something in that wall here. And I'm not sure if we really need anything else in this room. I think it's got enough going on in it. I also don't believe we need a rug over here because it just kind of made things too cluttered. So I think this is good. Some of you might think this room's a little bit too cluttered, but I really wanted to give a realistic look that it's kind of messy, and also wanted to try some more experimental things to make the room look interesting. Although maybe, now that I think about it, perhaps we want to move these shelves directly next to the bed. So pull them out a little bit so they go right up to it. I think that might make a little bit more sense. And like I said, I think the bed should work, but I'll double check that and test it when I'm done recording this. So there we go. I think that looks good. I think this room is done for the time being. You all can of course leave your suggestions that you have for it. And I think I'm just really quickly going to do the kids' bathroom. I know this part is probably running a little bit long as it is, but you know, I do want to make more progress than just doing one room. So I'm going to do this thing here that I like to do where I just put the shower into the wall. I personally think it looks better than just having the shower be out in the middle of the room, so I like doing that. I just prefer doing it for how it looks. So, although maybe we could just use this one. Yeah, so we could just put this one in here and have it not be centered, because this is a family bathroom, so you'd probably want a bathtub in here rather than a shower stall. So we can just add that in, and you know what, I think that stall color is perfectly fine. Hopefully this, I mean, bathrooms are pretty quick to get through, so I don't think this will really take me that long to do. And then we can add this towel in here, since I want something a little more youthful and fun in here. So let's see if we can get a bright color going on. So we can use this bright green and have that be sort of the color scheme, and then as for curtains, I'm just going to use kind of the same ones that I used downstairs. These ones are right here. And why is it so dark? Oh, well, I haven't put a light in. That would explain it. I started to say that, and I was like, wait, there's no light in here. That's probably it. So we can just, we'll just grab this one, just have a fun line here, because this is the family bathroom, you know, it's not anything too formal. So this is the kids' bathroom. It'll be a little bit more lively looking. And then we can have the toilet across from here, and then this be some double sinks, since, you know, you'd have multiple kids using this room. And as for the sinks, I'm going to do something fun and use lime green sinks. Although I don't know if you would actually, on second thought, I mean, while it would be cool to have fun fixtures in here, it wouldn't really make sense that a family would purposely change counters for kids. You know, that's something kind of a big deal to change. So on second thought, I'll just change it to more casual, more formal ones. So these ones, so they're, you know, bright. And then I'm gonna scoot that away from the wall a little bit so that the backsplash comes in a little bit. And let's get you aligned up right. There we go. Alright. It's always kind of tedious to try and get things to align perfectly. And then we do need the little knick-knack items here and there, so we can add soaps onto both of the sinks. And can we move you over at all? No, we can't, because it just snaps right there. Unfortunately, we can just do that. So they're kind of in different places. There aren't really a ton of bright colors for this. So we'll just, yeah, maybe we just need one. We'll just have one of those in there. And then also a hand towel. So I'll put it on this wall and then just make it the same color as the one that was on the other wall. And I think in the next part I'll do this room, and then this will be like the girls' bedroom, since, you know, this is the boys' one, so this will be the, you know, child girls' bedroom, and I'll do that the next part, and maybe another room. And as for the toilet, let's go with something let's just give them the nicest toilet. I mean, this is a nice house, so... And I will once again use this and put some toys on it. So it'll be kind of fun to put some more childish items on it. So yeah, this bathroom really isn't taking that long. I mean, bathrooms usually don't take a ton of time, especially ones that are a little bit smaller like this. So I'll just put this item up here as well since I can't fit it onto the counter. So there we go. I think that that is where it won't awkwardly be floating, because you don't want items floating. And we also need these toothbrushes. So let's see if we can do this and align it without it snapping, and it's snapping. Shoot. You know, fine, we'll just have it there. It's kind of hard, like, at least now you can put things here that you normally couldn't, but there is the unfortunate problem that they do snap where you don't want them to. And then put some towels on this shelf as well, and then on the top shelf I'm going to put toys on like I did with the Christmas house that I did. So we can put some fun bright colored towels up on here. And I think that that is where it's not floating. And let's see what kind of fun bright colors we have. So we have the bright blue, really that's about it as far as brightness goes, but I have a tendency to use blue, so I'm going to use the purple towels here. So we'll have kind of a purple and green theme in here. You know, make it so it's not just like a boys' bathroom or whatever. So, oh, they're floating, shoot. Okay, so I have to move those down a little bit. Alright, let's just, where are they? Alright, there we go, except now they're kind of like down into it a little bit, but oh well. And then we need some kids' toys up on here as well. That's like a kid's bank. I like this ladybug. We could have the ladybug up here. And then maybe some smaller toys as well. And I have a feeling this might be floating. It's not floating. Okay. And I'm gonna change a color, so we'll have it be pink. We'll have it be pink. It'll be like the girl's toy or something like that. Just, you know, a nice bright toy. And then we got to get some of the actual smaller toys in there as well. So we'll get this little guy in here and we'll make him green. Since I think I've had it that same color most places I put it. Okay, you need to go down one. There we go. There we go, and I think we need just one more toy. So we'll use the helicopter. I feel like I've used the horse a lot. I mean, I've used all these toys a couple times. There we go. Oh, okay, so that doesn't have a changing color. Alright, I think that's good, and I will of course remember to put toilet paper in this bathroom because the last time I forgot, you all let me know. So I will remember it this time. So there we go, got a piece of toilet paper in there, and then I think we also need a hamper in front of the window since this is, after all, a bathroom. So we'll just put that in there and then scooch it in a little bit closer. And then we do still need to pick out the tile on the walls. I think that that's about it as far as furnishing goes. And, oh, then maybe a couple of fun little, like, some of these in here as well. For fun, and then we can change it to be maybe like purple, like I said, to kind of add a little bit of purpleness, have a purple and green theme in here. And then we can have a ladybug over here, and I think that matches. Yeah, that does. So I think that's good as far as the wall decorations there go, although I don't know about the purple now. Maybe this, we can get some other colors going on in here. Or we could just make it pink so it matches the ladybug. And I think this will all look better once we get the wallpapers in. And for a rug, I did want to try out, I saw where some people were taking these little turtle decals out for the pool and then using them as bath mats in children's bathrooms. And I thought that was a really cool idea, so I wanted to give it a try. So we can have that one there, and then there's this little turtle here. We can have it in front of the toilet, like a little toilet rug, because some people have rugs in front of the toilet, so I think that's pretty cute. I do think that's pretty adorable, although I might want to change some of the coloring in the room. And can we... Oh, no. Oh, good, we can change the color of it. Because I feel like that doesn't really tie in with everything well enough. Ooh, I like this. We could do this and then change this to be a bright blue. So, we've got some different fun colors going on in this bathroom. Although that's not the same kind of... Right. Maybe I'll just get rid of these because I feel like they're kind of making some trouble with matching things. And then I will just add in the floor in here. So we can just go with this one right here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And then for the walls, perhaps just some plain wallpaper like this, and then I'll put tile in here where the shower is. So maybe a blue color to kind of match with, because I think that those are the only things that are blue in here. So maybe we go with a bright blue to match those, like see if there's a blue color that's similar. There is this one, but that might be a little bit too bright. So perhaps we want to find something similar, but then a little bit less. No, you're gonna delete stuff, shoot. Whatever. We'll just go with that, and then... Great. Okay. We'll just put all this back in. So that was right there, and then this was right here. Now the sink's all screwed up. So we gotta delete the sink, and then put it back in. That kept happening with the Christmas house, which was like the first full-on house made using with the move objects on sheet. Now I'm thinking that maybe we want to have the turtles be white though, because of that blue doesn't perfectly, because of the details on the turtles, it just looks a little bit overwhelming to not have them be white, I think. And then perhaps we can add back in those little kid posters, and then I think maybe look better a little bit lower, and then we can play around with the colors a little bit. So maybe we do still want to stick with pink. And there we go. Yeah, I think that looks fine. You guys can let me know what you think of that. And then now I'm not so sure about the towel color, and then I don't like this either. We want to go with... I don't like how it turns. It turns yellow in the lighting, which is rather unfortunate. We could just do this. We could just have it be that, and then maybe change it back to this blue color. I don't know, I think this bathroom looks kind of fun. It's got different colors and stuff going on with it. And then we do have to add in the tile to the shower area, and then that should be about it. So we can see how this tile here looks. Yeah, I like that. It looks nice and clean. And darn it, what moved to the household inventory? Okay, a sink and all the stuff on it. Alright. This keeps happening whenever you put stuff on sinks where you shouldn't be able to. Yeah, but I think I don't like this. I don't like this. We'll just... Maybe we could just have it be... I wanted to use funky colors, but none of the more interesting colors really match in well with the rest of it. So maybe I'll just go with the simple blue stripe. And now that I think about it, perhaps we want to go with a different color, although if I do put in a different wall color, it is of course going to get rid of everything. And then maybe continue trying another color. You know what, I think that one looks... I think this color actually looks a bit better. And then we can do that tile once again. And then I have to make sure nothing went to the... There we go, something just went... What? How many items went into the household inventory? Alright. I gotta put this stuff back in. Oh, man. Alright, I'm gonna do this really quick. I got all of those objects that ended up in the household inventory back, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this part here. So let me know what you all think of this bathroom and this bedroom and the little turtle bath mats and all of, you know, this whole bunk bed thing. But yeah, I'm gonna end the part here, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and bye!